Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, June the 19th, 2023. Monday, June the 19th. Well, we have, of course, Zeke couldn't hold water. Couldn't hold water in the least. Well, he tried, but not Jordan, Portia being the bigger sister that she is, that I could tell when you're holding something back. She brought up something that happened when he was a teenager and blah, blah, blah. Needless to say, he tells her, Curtis kissed Jordan. And she goes, Did you see him? He said, No. Then how do you know? Jordan told me. And he goes, A complete stranger at a bar. He says, We were at the bar at the pool top. Told you at a bar. He goes, Yeah. And we spent the night together. We didn't know who each other was, right? So Portia's like, Oh, I got to talk to Curtis. And Zeke is like, Well, here's your chance, because Curtis was coming from the pool area with Trina, which, by the way, they had a good talk. They're getting closer. But Zeke, for some reason, is telling Trina, because, as a brother would be, you kiss somebody else, man, you grown. You grown. Me kissing my ex pretty much still right a few months after I found out your sister kept my daughter from me for 20 years. Brother man. And all that happened was a kiss. Zeke, stay in your lane, right? So Zeke pulls Trina aside. Trina could see something was up with Portia's face, right? And Trina's like, are you okay, Mom? And Curtis is like, what's wrong with you? And she goes, you're fine, honey. And she's just looking at Curtis. And Zeke is like, you know what, Trina? We haven't spent any alone time. Come on. So he takes her back to poolside. And she's like, what's going on with my mother? And he said, what are you talking about? No, he goes, clearly she was upset about something, but trying not to show it. And I think you know. What is it? And he goes, Trina, it's for your mother to tell. So she goes, I'm going right back over there, down there now. He goes, no, no, no. She and Curtis need some time to talk. And Trina's looking at him like, what's going on? And so, because Trina said, bottom line, nothing better happened to my mother, because she's still very protective of her. She goes, and he goes, well, I'm glad to hear you very protective of her. She goes, I love my mother. I love my mother, but I haven't forgiven her for lying to me all of my life. But I love her. Nobody better hurt her, because I will stand up for her. Right. But that don't mean I'm ready to move back in with her. She was telling Curtis she's not ready. Right. So anyway, Zeke says something about, he says, Curtis and I had a good talk or something, she said. And Zeke said, you need to stay away from him. And Trina's like, who? He goes, Curtis. Now, you're not going to tell Trina what was going on, right? But yet you're going to make a statement like that and expect her not to say, what do you mean I should stay away from Curtis? Right? What do you know? I don't know. Spill it, Uncle Zeke. See, things he's saying to prompt other questions. And I don't know, his little immatureness. What kind of lawyer are you, Zeke? Lawyers know how to keep all kind of secrets. They keep everybody's secret. But Zeke is whatever. I don't necessarily like him, right? So anyway, Curtis is down talking to Portia, and Zeke, like I said, took Trina up, and Portia, right out the next thing came out of her mouth. Did you kiss Jordan? And Curtis was like, what? Did you kiss Jordan? So Curtis said, yeah, when we were separated, when I didn't know what was going on, I was still reeling, still confused. Yes. So she goes, so Jordan, he goes, Jordan and I were talking one night, and it happened. Oh, so Jordan just kissed you. And so Curtis is like, no, it was mutual. He told her the truth. No, it was mutual. And weeks ago, wait a minute, that's when we started talking again. A few weeks ago is when you moved back home. He goes, yeah. He said that kiss with Jordan made me realize I needed to stop and really just evaluate. Do we still have a chance or whatever? And so she goes, oh, so I guess I should give Jordan a thank you card. Because he said, well, it's because of Jordan. It really made me stop and think. I guess I should give her a thank you card. He goes, no, Portia, it's not that. No, Curtis, you all in this, you got to tell the truth. You got to be honest. Honesty. And here you were. He goes, wait, whoa. You can't possibly think keeping a secret about Trina from me for all these years. And he should have said, and lied to me. Because remember, Curtis asked her point blank. She's like, nope, it can't be yours, right? He goes, this kiss is not the same. And so she's like, he goes, it's in the past. It's going nowhere. I came home. So she goes, well, she's got to get a tear coming down her face. We always knew Jordan held a candle for you. I didn't know it was mutual. So I don't know, Curtis. I don't know. She kind of pulls her hand out. I know. I don't know. I need some time. Oh, okay, Portia. My thing is, oh, over a kiss. Even though, no, the kiss wasn't a small thing. But Portia got off easy with keeping that secret. Easy. Really. Yeah, Curtis was mad. Curtis left, but Portia still got off easy from that. Right? And now you're going to be, because of, you know what? You do you. And you go right on ahead and push him and Jordan together. Do you, Portia? And then you be crying, Curtis, come home. I'm still your wife, Curtis, come home. So we have Laura goes to see Jordan. Laura made Kevin, when she was talking to Kevin and Kevin was saying he was coming, I'm telling you, everybody, she made it sound like she had already appointed Jordan as deputy mayor when she just asked her today. First, Jordan said, no, she's not qualified. But then Laura talked her into it. So she's probably going to appoint Mac as chief of police again. Mac has been it before. See, as a matter of fact, Mac is chief of, is it detectives? And Jordan is chief of police. Remember, Jordan's job was split in half when she was going through all of that kidney. You remember when she was away for months and Mac was the chief of police? And then when Jordan came back, she wasn't ready to handle full duties. So they split the job. Well, Mac can handle the whole job. They never took Mac away once Jordan came back. So that's probably what they'll do. Jordan will have chief of, not Jordan. Mac will probably have chief of police because Jordan said yes. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. First she said no, and then she says, I can't tell you no. Yep, okay. Real quick. So we have Ava. She was searching Sonny's house and couldn't find nothing. She goes, he has a home office, but it's locked unless he keeps a key around. So she's looking in the drawer And then she hears somebody coming at the door. She's talking to Austin the whole time. And he goes, you know what? You've been in there for a while. You're going to get caught. She's like, but I may not get this opportunity again. And so she's still looking until she heard somebody coming. Then she sits on the couch like she's reading a magazine. It was Pilar, the nanny. So she goes, I'm sorry, I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. And Ava's like, no, I was just reading this article. She goes, but I do have to go. So she gets up and Pilar says, Miss Jerome, you left your magazine. So she gives her the magazine. And Pilar is just looking around the house like, something, is everything okay in here? Huh. So she goes over to the drawer that Ava was rummaging through because Ava didn't shut it all the way. Which, who doesn't make sure the door is shut all the way? I don't know. Because just like you pushing it in, you do push it all the way, Ava. So Pilar goes over to the drawer, and she pushes it all the way closed. And she's thinking, what was going on in here? So Austin meets Ava in his office. She texts him saying, I need to see you in your office. And they're talking, and she's saying, yeah, Pilar almost caught me, So Austin's like, well, okay, you said that, you didn't get caught. She says, maybe. And he goes, well, maybe doesn't mean you didn't get caught. She says, maybe. And so they come up with the plan because Ava says, I will not have access to Sonny's place. He goes, okay, I see that's not possible. But he says, you said you may have been caught by the nanny. He goes, nannies can be replaced. And Ava said, but Avery loves Pilar. And I was thinking in my mind, I remember when they got Pilar, Avery was a baby. That was the nanny. Yeah, remember Sonny Carly had Avery? That was the nanny, Pilar. She's been with them all these years, right? And so he goes, get Sonny to fire her. And she goes, Avery loves her. She goes, now Pilar don't like me so much, but he goes, look, you want Avery to have the nanny she likes and love or the mother she loves, who's now dead? You want her to miss that? So Ava goes, no, you got a point. He goes, do you think you could get Sonny to fire Pilar? She said, consider that done. And I was like, okay. Then guess what? If truth be told, Pilar actually works for Carly as well. Or did Carly get a different nanny for Donna? I'm almost sure Avery was Donna's nanny as well. Because, Pilar was Donna's nanny as well. But in all these years, they really didn't show Pilar, right? When she walked through the door and the name Pilar came out, I said, well, goodness, that's you? You seem to be very young to be the one that was Avery's nanny when she was a baby, right? I'm thinking Pilar looking awfully young. But anyway, that's because, look, we never really saw Pilar. Now that we seeing her, yeah, I guess she's expendable, right? So anyway, we'll see how that goes. Now, Nina is, Sonny's like, well, what's going on? She goes, I've got something you're not going to like that I have to tell you. And then, of course, Brooklyn comes over to talk to she's actually telling Dante, who had little Leo with him. But Dante looked at her face and realized she shouldn't say anything in front of Leo because she was distraught. So he goes, come on, Leo, let's go see our mom. I know she'll need a hug from her boys. Let's go. So they go over to where Olivia was. And Brooklyn looks at Uncle Sonny. Uncle Sonny, she goes in and cries on his shoulder, and he consoles her. And then he says, what's going on? So she tells him, Dad thinks he's Eddie Main and blah, blah, blah. And we don't know when his memories are going to come back. And Nina goes, oh, well, I'm sure they will. Right. And so Sonny says, look, it takes time for brain injuries to heal, but your father's memories will come back. Because, look, Sonny, his memories finally came back, right? Took a fire to get him to come back. So meanwhile, now Dante and Leo reach Olivia, and Leo goes over by the little credenza area to the side, and Olivia's like, we should keep Leo away from Ned because Ned doesn't know who he is, and I don't know what he may say to Leo. So and then she and Tracy are filling in Dante as to what happened. And then Brooklyn finally walks back over there. Well, meantime, while they're talking, little Leo decides, oh, you know what? I came to see Dad. I'm getting ready to go in the room, see Dad. So he just waltzes in the room, and Ned is looking at him like, what are you doing here, kid? And he goes, hi, Dad. Something like, how are you? Are you okay? And Ned says, look, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I am not your dad, or I'm not your father. And Leo says, no, you're right. You're actually not, but you adopted me. And Ned is looking, he goes, that don't sound like nothing I would do. I'm thinking, oh no, poor Leo, he's all confused, right? So Brooklyn, because now they're realizing, where's Leo? And they're looking, Brooklyn goes in the room and she sees him talking to Ed/Eddie. And she goes, come on, Leo. Dad needs his rest. He's not feeling like himself. And he just barrels out, for the last time, I am nobody's father. I'm not his, I'm not yours. And Leo, gets a little shook up and he's runs out the room. And Brooklyn looks at Ned, but come on, she knows he don't know who he is. So she goes running out, and she's like, Leo, Leo's upset. He's run off. And so they're like, well, we gotta go find him. We gotta go find him. She goes, I'll go look for him. And Olivia says, well, I'll go look for him. And she goes, no, you stay here so you could talk more to the doctors. And Tracy says, and you stay here. I'll go find my grandson. And I say, grandson? She's actually claiming little Leo as her grandson? Because for all we know, Brooklyn is her only grandchild. They have never said if Dylan has had any children in California. We don't know. So anyway, Tracy goes to find him, and I thought, okay, they better come correct with this scene. They better come correct. And they did. She had some compassion. She was consoling. She and actually comforting. She was comforting to Leo because she says, I know it upsets you that Ned can't remember who you are or remember any of us. She goes, it upsets me too. So I understand. She's like, but he's not going to stay this way forever. Right? And so Leo's like, yeah, because he said he would not have adopted me. And she goes, he doesn't know what he's saying. He'll get better. Everything will be okay. Right? So anyway, that was a cute scene, the way Tracy tied that up and helped him. And they even hugged each other. He gave her a hug. And then we go back to Sonny and Nina. Now, Sonny and Nina, he goes, okay, Nina, you know what? I don't have a snip of that. It was just the two of them. Right after Brooklyn leaves, Sonny goes, okay, Nina, you really wanted to tell me something important. What was it? Before we got interrupted. So she's thinking fast. Oh, I was doing a facial cleanse with Deception's new products. It was a clay mask. And I'm thinking, girl, your face still looks shiny to me. But anyway, I had a clay mask on. So I took my ring off and put it on the counter. And then when I rinsed my face and I grabbed the towel, it knocked the ring down the drain. And I said, you better get to his house before he does. Because the drain is on the fire, the ring is on the fire mantle. Because he goes, you didn't call a plumber? And she goes, huh? He goes, yeah, Nina, a plumber. A plumber will get the ring out the drain. She goes, I didn't think of that. The only thing I thought I was coming to tell you about it. He goes, all right, I got a guy. My guy will come and get your ring. Right? And I'm like, okay, so now Nina, you better be, she's probably gonna rush back over there, beat Sonny home, take that ring and put it down the drain. That's what she's gonna do. Or if her and Sonny walk in together, I could tell you Pilar is gonna walk up with the ring and say, here, this was on the fireplace mantle. And Sonny will look at Nina. And Nina will say, wait, what? Huh? Because that's a far cry from falling down the drain, and it had me all distraught, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. How they get around Nina and her lies. So let's go to comment corner. Comment corner. We have DB says, Comet needs some horse company. I know that poor horse is a doggone good actor horse. He don't move around too much at all. But I see him being the best therapy for Leo. Reminds me of a little boy in Adeline or Adelaide. Can't wait for Sam and Spinelli to get to the bottom of Gladys and her dirty deeds. Sasha deserves better, and Sonny should know someone who is betting the house away when he sees them. You would think he could spot a gambler, right? Can't wait till he gets the Nina, even though you're saying Mina, I guess Nina, the Nina dust out of his eyes. It is also time to wrap up the Willow's hospital story and rolled my eyes for Ned waking up a rock star. I know. I thought, we're revisiting that. I don't necessarily like that either. But remember, TJ said Willow's hospital stay could be anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 weeks. But it looks like she's getting better. So I see Willow going home next week. Cindy says, I think the writers are shopping Sam and Cody. They're setting it up. You know what? I don't see that. It might bring the forefront if Lulu returns. I don't know. I just don't see. I think Sam is genuinely, she's the PI. He could tell her she's doing the way. Yeah, I see it only as that. Richard says, another great recap. Another great review, daily recap, lady. I hope Nina gets to tell Sonny what she did with no interruptions. Well, that didn't happen, Richard. Trina and Spencer did not get intimate yet. I didn't think so. And then it says, PE says, why did Michael bring up kids to Chase? I hope Brooklyn isn't pregnant. And Mika Sanders said, yes, he did. Highly unnecessary to bring up kids to Chase. I know. Mika Sanders says, think BLQ and Chase haven't been intimate yet. Yeah, remember? Yes, they have. Chase spent the night. Remember, Brooklyn went in to take a shower because he spent the night at the Q house, and he's laying on the bed, all in his glory, naked, and Olivia walks in the room, sees him, and screams. Yes, he and Brooklyn have had sex. Mika Sanders says, Sasha is pushing Willow to Nina. Sasha is very subtle in her attempts to bring Willow and Nina together, bringing it up each time she sees Willow. Tracy is too good at portraying this character. It's as though she is perhaps this evil, mean, demonic person in real. I don't see Tracy as demonic. okay? She may have a little devilish schemes, but you don't hear her casting spells. Right? No, I don't see her as demonic. She's just devious. That's been Tracy all her life. I remember Tracy in her early 20s walking around, still wearing her hair all up in twists. Daddy, but daddy. She was such a spoiled young adult. She's worse than Jocelyn. Thereby, the true life character is portraying the same in the acting role and is very convincing. She's probably completely the opposite, right? Elizabeth and Finn together um, hid what they thought was Peter's body in the freezer in the hospital. Liz is no way qualified to be the head nurse. What would Epiphany think? What would Epiphany say? Well, guess what? That was Liz and Finn's little secret. And then DB says, wow, Nina. And then Lucy says, if Eddie Main is back, we need Brooklyn's mom, Lois, to come back too. And Sandy says, Michael and Chase were boring. This was a couple of chat and catch up days. I know everybody was chatting. I always enjoy Alexis and Diane. Me too. Could have done without Sasha and Willow. Yeah, boring. DB says Diane and Alexis was the best. I love them too. Yeah, I love them too. Lisa says, I'm glad Sam called Spinelli to look into Gladys handling Sasha's money. Well, she didn't specifically say because Cody has never said, look there, you're going to find something. He should, but Spinelli will look there, right? Ned is in the current year being Eddie Main. I hope the evidence that Spencer kept from Victor's helps him and Trina with charging Esme with her crimes and getting custody of Ace. Ron says, I was hoping Ned would say, be quiet, I'm trying to sleep. But Tracy had to be the loudest one in the room. Lisa says, Sasha is going to make me sick talking about how wonderful Nina is. Oh, please. Nina can write a letter, but her actions speak volumes. And then Paula says, amen, I agree with you. But Nina's actions towards Sasha are exactly the sentiments in that letter. Nina loves Sasha. Sasha loves Nina. Like I said, Nina needs to adopt Sasha. Case closed. She'll have the daughter she always wanted, and Sasha will have the mother, a second mother, since her real mother died. And then there's a last comment from LaShunta. Alexis, Mrs. Law, Tracy does too much. Ned thinks he's Eddie Main, shaking my head. All right, so that is the comments from Comment Corner. I'll be back, everybody, tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.